Hello and welcome to another WarLight game, or what would have been a WarLight game if only I had not been booted from it. As you can see in the right, I was booted. Dum dum dum. So I was playing Joey or Joy. I really don't know how to pronounce his name still. 179, and I accidentally let myself get booted before I even made my picks. So this was unfortunate, but whatever. I mean, it's not that big a deal in the long run. Just sucks for this tournament. So anyway, I guess I'll look at the picks real quick and say, I guess, what I think about them. So Hawaii's wastelanded, Great Basin, Midwest are wastelanded, so I can tell you I wouldn't pick anything in North America. I mean, excluding these two places, Greenland and Central America. Those are both possibilities still. Maybe not Greenland because of how slow it is, but whatever. Then some other wastelands, Tibet, Kyrgyzstan, and Ukraine. And also Scott, down here in Antarctica. So I guess what I'd pick out of this, let's see, Scandinavia, West Russia, Central Russia. Let's look at Africa. West Africa's slow. South America. Obviously, Antarctica's not really a good pick. East Africa could be comboed. These are all spaced out bonuses, but they're not really bad. Southeast Asia's slow unless you combo it with Indonesia. Everything seems pretty slow except for maybe East China and these bonuses in Europe or Eurasia, whatever. They're all fairly quick. And then there's South America and East Africa. But there are a bunch of slow bonuses around here, namely West Africa, Southeast Asia, and Indonesia. This board seems very plain, to be honest. It's a very ordinary board. There's not even I don't think there's much interesting about this board except that everything tends to be pretty slow. So, or not everything, but a bunch of your usual suspect bonuses are slow. So I guess I could go with Southeast Asia. I mean, being slow isn't that big a deal. The real question mark is East China is so likely to be picked that it makes Southeast Asia a little worse. South America, as it usually is very viable. South America might be my one on this board, just because of how good it is. Except for Antarctica, of course, but I mean, Simple can be used to counter it, but yeah, it's such a weird idea to waste a pick just in case your opponent picks Venezuela. But it is a very good pick, so I mean, Venezuela is a very good pick for South America, so maybe, you know, I could see somebody choosing Sipple to trap it, but it just seems weird. East China is pretty good, and I mean, honestly, it seems like something I might have gone for on this board is something really vanilla. Something like Venezuela 1, Jiangxi 2, and then 3 Archangels, 4 in maybe Tura. I guess it's actually worse to go with that than, or is it worse to go with that than Scandinavia? I don't really think it matters, to be honest. So maybe 1 Venezuela, 2 Jiangxi, 3 Archangels, 4 Tura, 5 Svalbard. It's really just to guarantee me one of those 3 at least. And then beyond that, I don't know, maybe I mean, or I could make picks around Africa. There are several options on this. I guess my 6 would have been Iceland probably in that scenario, just because if I missed out on Central Russia and West Russia, I could at least get these two. And this is not a fast combo by any means, but it is cost efficient. Actually, that wouldn't really make sense for me to get South America, Jiangxi, and then both of these. It's not possible. So what would have to happen is I would have to lose Jiangxi or Venezuela. And since I got my last pick, that means I must have lost Venezuela. Or, no, it doesn't mean I must have lost Venezuela. It just means I must have lost one of those two, and he got first pick overall. So, yeah. He could either have Jiangxi and these two, which seems the most likely, or he could have all these three for all I know. Another alternative picking strategy I could go with is something like Congo and Egypt as 1-2 over here. Or I could go with a 1 in someplace like Archangels or Tura. And then I could go with 2-3 in Egypt, Congo, and then a 4 in Venezuela. And I could use that as an entry point to West Africa, because the first bonus you'd go for if you comboed these two would be East Africa. So there are some different ways to look at it. I'm just going to guess, because my picking strategies do tend to be coverage style, that I would go with something like Venezuela, Jiangxi, and then Archangels, Tura, Svalbard, Iceland. Or Pakistan would probably be even better. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. So, Venezuela, Jiangxi, Archangels, Tura, Svalbard, Pakistan. In that order. And then another picking strategy, maybe 1-2 in heck, I guess East Russia is pretty good on this board. So maybe going for them, maybe 1 in Tura, 2 in Eastern Siberia. So 1-2 like that. Although the real problem with that is how likely you're going to have to deal with someone in West Russia. That's really the big problem, is then you have to worry about him. You'll never get this bonus, or at least you'll never hold it, unless you just destroy the guy in West Russia. But that's going to be difficult because you've both got this mutual double border here. Anyway, let's see. Some others, maybe just Eastern Siberia? I could see that. Yeah, I could see just Eastern Siberia for how efficient it is. Maybe going 1 Venezuela, 2 Eastern Siberia, 3 in Egypt, I guess, even though it's slow. That would be weird. And then maybe, oh gosh, those picks just seem all messed up. Yeah, I think the most sensible picks I've come up with so far are something like Venezuela, Jiangxi, Archangels, Tura, Svalbard, Pakistan. It's not bad, I guess. But it would be nice to incorporate East Russia, so maybe that instead of Jiangxi is pretty good though, just for having this area over here covered. So I'm not sure if East Russia is really better than it. It is better in terms of covering Central Russia and just being more efficient. It's worth 5 for only 1 more territory than East China, which is worth 4. Either way, I think those picks are, they make sense. They might not be the best in the world, but That's probably something similar to what I'd go with. So yeah, I got booted from this game. It's unfortunate. Oh well. We'll see what happens in the next game of the tournament.